Hi, I'm Chris Vanderkay. This is what I look like. This movie is basically me talking about horror movies. So if you don't like horror movies, or you can't stand to look at this face, I get it. This film probably isn't for you. But if you're a horror film fan, this might be your thing. I talk about the influence of horror on my childhood.
The first time I saw Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and they were going through the tunnel in the Chocolate River, there were some really disturbing images being displayed on the wall behind Gene Wilder when he was singing his song. I think it was like a chicken getting its head cut off and a centipede crawling across a woman's face.
I talk about some theory on horror film as the most dominant genre of all the film genres.
When you take one genre, let's say drama, okay? If it's by itself, it's just drama, then it's a drama. When you couple it with something else, it's the most recessive genre because it becomes something else. If you put enough jokes in a drama, it becomes a comedy.
And I even posit my idea of the grand unified theory of horror film.
That is where the fear man theory comes from. The reason we're drawn to horror film is because we innately understand, because horror films are created by men, that men are trying to warn other men, and by men I mean humanity. Humanity is trying to warn the rest of humanity through art that man is ultimately always the villain.
All of this is played against some of the best footage in horror film history, all of which just happens to be public domain because I'm not rich. So if you've ever snuck into a horror film before you were old enough to see it, or you have an old notebook where you jotted down notes for a horror film sequel you always wanted to write, or if you get into heated arguments with people who think horror films are not art, then Fear Man is the film for you. If you can get past staring at this face.